Are live?
We are live?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Welcome to this another Fly Connection in conversation. Just a few words about the Fly Connection. The Fly Connection is a global fly fishing community where we share knowledge on our passion, fly fishing, and everything that revolves around it. Okay, cool.
Somebody has the YouTube
Sorry,
open.
Sorry, it was me. It was me. Yeah.
But at least we know it's working.
But it's good to think about being live. Anyway, I'm still live. I'm so stupid.
At least we can see there's not much delay.
All right. Does it work?
It is. Go ahead, Matteo.
Okay, so as I was saying, the Fly Connection is a global fly fishing community where we share knowledge on our passion, that is fly fishing, and everything that revolves around it. So if you're interested in what we are doing, please go visit our website, theflyconnection.com. But do you?
We still have an echo.
What's the point?
Germano, do you have the YouTube feed open by any chance?
No.
So neither do I. All right, maybe if you mute yourself, Matteo, it will.
How can you talk then?
Yeah, just when he's not speaking. Welcome everybody. My name is Chico Boxman. I'm from the Netherlands. And together with Matteo and Jack, we started the Fly Connection a year ago. And we're happy to be tonight with you live with Germano Vailati and with my friend Jack Hogan. Jack.
Yeah, good evening all. Pleasure to be with you again. And I'm really excited to have a conversation with Germano tonight and to kick off another good TFC in conversation session.
Hi guys, thank you to you first for the invitation. I think it's fantastic what you're doing, and it's a real pleasure to spend this evening with you.
Thank you.
Okay, I hope that now is working. Okay, anyway. I think I have a problem with mine. Chico?
Yeah?
I don't know, I think I have a problem with my mic because I hear myself, but anyway, so I'm sorry for this guy. Germano, one question for you. So how was your fishing season?
Okay, it was too short. Really too short. But was good at the beginning. We had a good start of the season, April, May. We had very good condition, and then the situation starts to become a little bit too hot. We can say this. Lack of rain, and then for July and August was almost impossible to fish. The water temperature rise till 25-26 degrees. And then the season was almost done. I can save a part of the season because I did a couple of trips like in Iceland or Sudan, and with those trips at the end I had a decent season, but in my home water wasn't that easy.
I'm sorry to interrupt everyone. Chico, I see your Zoom as showing sound coming during the speaking. I think maybe you should mute when you're not talking.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna. I don't know, guys. It's a good thing about being live, really, because every time something doesn't work. But yeah, now. Could you hear me? Well. Okay. I'm sorry, Germano. It's crazy, but anyway.
No problem.
So I think you had a better season compared to mine. I think I went fishing probably 25-26 hours during the summer, mostly in Ticino. I caught probably 2 grillings and 4 trout, so not that good. But yeah, how was your fishing season, Jack?
Yeah, my season, it started off quite well, and then got excited, thinking that mayfly was going to start coming off. I was up in Wessex on the chalk streams, and then no real hatches, man. I mean, occasional fish, but not much going on. Really low water levels late season. It was just not a very good year all around.
And you, Shika?
Well, mine was pretty bad. Obviously, in the Netherlands, there is no mountains, so there's no fly fishing, or at least not fly fishing for trout. So usually, what we go to is the Eifel or the Ardennes in Belgium, and there, I think from June up to the end of the season, it was completely dried up. Was actually a prohibition to fish for, I think, early August till the end of the season. Usually the end of the season is around the mid of October, but it was already in the beginning of August for us. No, terrible.
Okay, yeah. It was a mess, but anyway. But Germano, so as we said, well, for us it's a very pleasure to have you here tonight, and we are really interested in knowing how this passion that now has turned on like a work has started. So if you could share with us how everything started, so when you did start fly fishing and how it is as became your basically lifetime opportunity, I think.
I started fishing very early. I was quite young with my father. My father was a classic Sunday fisherman. So I can say a really bad fisherman, but he bring me on the right way. And then a colleague of my dad just he gave me a fly fishing rod when I was about 10 or 11 years old. I remember it was a rod Pozzo, an Italian rod, about 8.6 feet by weight, and he just teach me some bases in fly casting. But of course, when you are 12 years old, you cannot afford fishing gear and fly fishing stuff. So then I keep fishing with other methods. And when I was about 20, 21, I came back to fly fishing more and more. And I think when I was 22, 23 I was 100% in fly fishing, and I just stopped fishing with other methods. So the real fly fishing career or passion or life began for me around 22, 23. And up to this age, now I'm 42. So I really enjoy it, and I try to fly fish every single day when I can. Now a little bit less, but between 25 and 35, I fish a lot.
And a lot of time. Who did you share your fishing with in your 20s? Did you have like a fishing buddy, or were some of the guys that you played with also fishermen?
No, I grew with some other guys from my region. They had also the same passion. I try every method of fishing. So I did carp fishing. I did fishing for pike, for perch, for black bass casting. I tried to fish with root basien for carp, everything. And I think that's a package, because you learn to know the fish, and you know other techniques, and you know that also some method of fishing that for us are stupid maybe, or not good as fly fishing, they have a really great technique in the background. So also a carp fisherman have a really big know-how. Also a guy that is fishing just roach with a 9 or 10 meter rod. he can have also a really big know-how, and the passion, I think, is the same. Because of this, you learn also the respect of the other angler, and as soon they release the fish, for me, it's always okay.
But since you are talking about carps, have you ever target a carp on a fly rod?
Yeah, I caught many also in Switzerland, also tench, and of course it's a funny fish. Maybe the first one, the second one, then look, it's pretty always the same. But a great friend of mine, Javi, is fishing a lot for carp in Spain, for example. And the season from June till end of August, September is just fishing for carp, fly fishing for carp in big lake, just walking in the edge on the shore. And I think every day he can catch a carp about 30, 35 pounds. So it's becoming more and more popular now.
It's a beautiful discipline to target carp on the fly with a 8 weight or a 9 weight. You chase the big ones, and it's predominantly sight fishing here in the Netherlands. If you target carp, I don't know how it is for you guys, but sight fishing in the summer when they cruise are just under the surface, and you have to throw your fly really close in a 35-degree angle in front of his head. Otherwise, it doesn't take it. It's so exciting. It's so exciting.
Did you ever go for carp in South Africa, Chico?
Yeah, 100% carp and yellowfish.
Yeah,
was amazing.
He's a yellowfish carp.
No. It's a type of barbel, I think, eh?
Okay. Yeah, I think something. I'm not sure exactly on the genus. I mean, but yellowfish. If you never fish for them, Germano, fantastic game fish. I mean, pound for pound, 3 times stronger than trout, maybe 5. So you're getting a fish of about this size, and it takes you straight into the backing. I mean, predominantly sort of bottom feeding, but you do get evenings where they come on the rise. And I mean, yeah, then that's just great spot. They're just everywhere hitting flies.
I think fishing for carp can be also a good school for fishing in saltwater, because when the carp are nymphing, it's pretty similar to a permit or to a trigger fish. And if you use to fish for carp with nymph, like in Spain, like my friend did in Spain, I think then you can get also familiar with permit fishing or saltwater species. Because of course it's not always easy to detect the take, because it's very slow retrieve and you don't have a lot of stretch in your line, and sometimes they grab the fly just for a second, and sometimes it's a little bit tricky to detect the bite. That's happened also in saltwater. And something I learned, for example, from a great guide in Seychelles, when you're fishing with nymph, like for carp or for trigger for permit, don't strip the line, but just try to walk back very slowly. So you keep the tension on your line, and you can feel also the most fine or the most small bite on your fly. So I think it's good. It's good to fish for carp, to fish for permit. It doesn't matter. Important is go fishing.
Well, I have to say you triggered something here. You're talking about permit now. I saw some wild pictures of you in Port Sudan.
Say again?
I saw some nice pictures of you with a huge permit in Port Sudan.
Yeah, the permit I thought was in Oman, I think. So we're not so far from there. And yeah, it's the permit is a little bit the unicorn for many angler. Is everybody want a permit, but when you go for permit, you never see a permit. So you see mostly permit when you are fishing for other species. And yeah, Oman is very good for this. They have Indo-Pacific permit, and they have the Africanus. And the Indo-Pacific, you can see a lot of them just walking on the beach. And for the Africanus, it's a little bit different. You need a boat, because they used to feed in rocky coast, and to have the access and to be able to make a proper shot, you need a boat, and it's not always easy. But yeah, funny fishing for sure.
But in Oman also there are giant trevally, right?
Yeah, of course. It's the north of Oman. Is the world known for very big giant trevally, but it's, I think, 90-95% spin angler destination. It's a lot of work, a lot of cast. You don't have so many, but if you catch one, probably it's about more than a meter, and they are quite big. I remember when I went in Oman, I got just 2 shots for GT in the whole week. One, I come a little bit too late because the GT was already swimming with a mullet about 4 pounds in the mouth. So I was too late, and the other one just don't react. It doesn't react to my fly, and but I saw really huge GT in Oman.
Well, I don't know you, Sheik or Jack, but GTs and permit as well are on my bucket list, and yeah, I hope to go chasing them as possible.
100%. 2 years ago, I was on Aruba for a month, and apparently somebody broke my fly rod, and it was the only fly rod on the whole island.
Really?
Yeah. Aruba isn't famous for fly fishing because it's always too windy there.
Okay.
You learn never go with only one rod.
Always have the backup
always
rod.
need a
Always
backup.
have the backup rod. But
Yeah.
I did catch fish spinning. I had a backup spinning rod with me. But yeah, it's not as exciting as on the fly. I think you all agree with me.
Yeah, I agree. But then in the hand, I think that the feeling when you have the fish on hooked on, well, in the hand, I think it's a bit the same. Nope, I don't know. At least the feeling.
Well, I think the fight can be different. You know, it's a totally different kind of rod. If you're drilling something, particularly if you've hooked into something you didn't expect on a long 3-weight, you know, it's totally different to if you're on like a short stiff rod.
Yeah, for us.
Yeah. So Germano, you fished all over the world. I've seen pictures of you with Golden Dorado, with bonefish, with permit, with giant Icelandic trout. Did you get a lot of time, because you were also a professional football player? Did you get a lot of time to fish?
I get quite a lot of time during my career, but I was not able to travel a lot. So I had almost every day training in the morning, and then afternoon free. And I think at the end, those two passions, football and fly fishing, they are quite well balanced, because in one side you have the chaotic from stadium, and the other side the peace of the river and the calm. And also in the stadium you have a lot of fans, a lot of really annoying noise. And then you have the solitude on the river. So for me was really, I need to go fishing the day after the game. So I did always during all my career, the day after the game, usually on Monday, for me was fly fishing. But also during the week, that's and then the problem, I cannot go fishing when I want. I had fixed holiday. When the championship had a break in winter or in summer, then we had always 2 weeks and 2 weeks. And of course, there I always went somewhere. And but I think what was huge is the fact that I was maybe only 36, 35 years old, and I think I spent so many days and hours on the river, like a guy that is maybe 120 years old, you know, and I started in 2006 during the winter break, traveling to Patagonia. And the first year was like, yeah, why not? I go there alone by myself, 3 weeks. And then I know plenty of people there. I made hundreds of friends. And then I went back to Patagonia like for 6, 7 years in a row. And the whole December. And that was like my favorite destination where to go. And then I started saltwater fly fishing, and then was the beginning of the end.
So you said right after every match you wanted to have a fly fishing session. Now how would that fly fishing session look like if you lost?
Doesn't matter. Can help in both directions. I mean, if you've lost, you have to accept. Also, when you go fishing, you cannot catch every fish. You know, sometimes you lose a big trout just before that gets into the net, and it's the same. You have to accept. When you are a professional player, I mean, you play thousands of games. You have also to accept when you lose, and that's not a big problem. If you know that you give everything you have, and then at the end your opponent is better than you, no problem. And like I told you, I try all my career, all my life, always to have a good balance between emotion and also for me, fly fishing was very, very important. I can tell you now I'm not playing anymore, but many games. When I look on the clock on the stadium, and then was maybe 80 minutes, I was thinking, come on, Jerry, 10 minutes more, and tomorrow you go fishing. Stay concentrated, stay focused. You know, it was like this. For me, fly fishing was something how you say like a prime, you know, like a gift. If I can play a good game, yeah, a proper reward, exactly.
But I think that one thing you said is really a take-home message is that you should accept when you lose, and especially in fly fishing that sometimes fish win. And I have a funny story about Jack. The first time he went to Ticino, so first time it was fishing on a dry fly trout. We basically spent I think 6 hours or so, and Jack missed all the trout. But he was happy, and he really kept going, and he was losing. And then the last cast he made in this tiny pool, he got one trout from Maggia Valley and Germano, you know. So it was this size, and it was the happiest man on earth. And yeah, so it's a good take-home message. So accept the loss, but keep going.
Yeah. Also, it's such an incredible place. You know, having started really fly fishing in South Africa to then go to Switzerland, and you're just in this alpine valley. And I mean, the morning nymphs just fish, and then ascending up, you know, through Switzerland. You've seen it too, Chico, and obviously you know it, Germano. But those valleys can just—it was spellbinding. Like I've never seen. You know, I just thought to myself, trout have got it right. Trout live in beautiful places. You know, that's one of the attractions. They've got very good taste, I think.
No, we have in Ticino we have some amazing river, amazing places. The problem is, I think, they are almost empty from good sized fish because the rule in Switzerland for fishing are not that good for the fish. So that's a little bit the problem. We are, I think, many years far away from other countries that they understood that fish alive in the river can move a lot of things also for the economy. And I mean, the country close to Switzerland, Austria, Slovenia, north of Italy, everybody understood that fly fishing is a business, or fishing is a business. And just in Switzerland, people want to pay for a fishing license just to get 25 trout at the end of the year in the freeze. So that's a little bit the problem. But new generation are coming, old generation are going, and more and more we are going in this direction of catch and release. Also, if it's not 100% allowed, but people want to fish like not. We don't need to fish to eat the fish. I mean, it's a question many people do to me this question, what you do with your fish? I take a picture and I release the fish, and they are like, I mean, it's not that difficult to understand.
But since you were talking about the not existing industry of guiding in Switzerland, so you are a guide at fishbreak.ch, right? And how did you get into guiding in Switzerland? Was it easy? Did you have people that were against you for this reason, or it was just like straightforward thing? You get in and it was fine.
No, it was not really like this. When I finished my career, like 1 year before, we started the project Fishbreak, and Fishbreak is a travel agency for angler. And then I start guiding people around the world group, a little bit everywhere, but I was not guiding that much in Switzerland. And at the same time, I work also as a goalkeeper trainer by Basel, my last team where I finished my career. And everything was going quite good. Also, then when you are in this business, you start to know also the teams that are behind. So you know that some destination are working with this, other destination with another agency. It's quite crazy. And then came the COVID pandemic, and that was really, what we can say, it was a disaster for the travel industry. So we stopped completely the activity, zero travel for 2 years, and then I have to figure out a little bit what to do, and so I spend more time like goalkeeper trainer, and then I start guiding also in Switzerland, because I feel that people during pandemic and also the 2 years now is not finished, the pandemic, we are not over, but many people start to move a lot, but in the same country. So like this, they want to move maybe from Ticino fishing in Jura, or they make local trips. And I start with some days. I have quite a lot of clients also from the agency, and I was happy to see that it works. And of course, many of clients, they come to learn, and I think it's the best way to learn. If you get started in fly fishing, and you go with somebody that can teach you a lot of things, in maybe in 1 day you can learn what the normal people can learn in 3 years by himself. And so I start like this, it's working, and of course it's not daily business. I used to guide a couple of days every week, and not more than this. And then we start again with fish break. So last year I did 3-4 trips. Next year also are scheduled 3 or 4 trips. But I don't go everywhere like before. I just keep the focus now in the top shots. If we can see, if I can say like this, really destination top shot, like saltwater or something completely different that we cannot find in Switzerland.
Okay. Like, I don't know, what are really your favorite destinations? Okay, let's say one for saltwater and one for freshwater. So if you could choose only two destinations, where?
Saltwater, Sudan, till now, of course, is many are good, many I like, but if I can choose just one, I think Sudan. And compare, I went to Mauritius, Seychelles, Maldives, Mexico, Costa Rica. I fish a lot of Cuba. I fish a lot of places in saltwater, but I fell in love with giant trevally, and I like remote destination. I like to go where you have the feeling I'm the only man on earth, and Sudan give me this feeling. And you are completely out of the world for 10 days. And if you go fishing in other places, first are very expensive. Then you are in holiday, 5 stars hotel. You have fishing time scheduled. I mean, it's really like going in to school. I mean, they have the best sea, I think, with Caribbean Sea, or the sea is unbelievable. The Red Sea is gorgeous.
And just curiosity. So in Sudan, you fish from the shores, or you get on a boat and you fish from the boat?
No, we are the trip is live aboard. So we have a main boat with cabins where we sleep and we eat, and we change island almost every day. Every day we fish a new island, and of course the island you have the flats. In the flat you can have also big fish inside, but usually you check the flat in the morning, and if nothing happens, then we move on the reef, and then we stay more focused in the blue water or just in the drop or in the reef. And we can also do some teasing just to see if some active fish are around the island. And actually, so we never fly fish from the boat in Sudan. But if some client come with spin gear, they can, without any problem, take the small boat and just fish the island from outside.
Okay. Yeah. And yeah, of course, also now you should tell us your freshwater top destination.
It's a big, it's not easy. I will say Bolivia, because I really love predators, and Golden Dorado is some mythic fish. But I think Patagonia. In Patagonia, I fish almost always the Argentinian side, but also there you can go there like 2 weeks and you never fish twice the same river. I mean, there is so much water there, and so few people fishing. I mean, a lot of people are fishing, but you have so much water. It's amazing. It's not like here when you go fishing in Switzerland, you see 20 car from fishermen that are already fishing the river before you. It's amazing. Wild fish, a lot of water, nice people, nice food, nice wine. I think Patagonia, and you have also many species. So you have brook trout, you have rainbow trout, you have brown trout, you have also some landlocked salmon. If you move a little bit south, you have also king salmon now. Then you have sea run trout. So you have quite a lot. But of course, the season is like in Switzerland. It's quite short, and it's cold, and And the perfect mix will be 6 months in the sea and 6 months in Patagonia.
I think that I 100% agree, and I think that my colleagues as well.
Sounds like the life, man. It sounds like the life. I would trade it for anything.
Well, I would also do 6 months in Ticino and 6 months in the salt water. And that, yeah,
Oh, that's also good.
yeah. But I think we are. It's just not me. We are interested maybe in knowing if in all these years all around the world, probably the most incredible, memorable experience you had. So if there is something, one thing that you will remember for the rest of your life, and it's not just about the biggest fish or anything like a person, food, anything that really you will remember for the rest of your life.
But I think I can speak about special moment and special people for 1 week, because it was every trip you meet some new friends, you make some new friends, you had some experience, something crazy, something bad, something good. I think something that is really in my mind since the first time I went there, I was it's a fishing. It was a fishing moment. I was the first time for the first time in Sudan with Nicola Vitali, that is the crazy crazy guy, really. And we were fishing for jeets in the reef, and then I saw two very big GT. They were in the reef is quite difficult sometimes. You have big waves. It's difficult to stand up. It's difficult to walk. You have coral under you. So I saw these two big shadows, and I make a long cast. I start to strip, and I hook like a grouper, a small grouper, about 300-400 grams. And then I just scream to Nicola, "Fuck, I got the grouper." What? Nicola, it was like 20 meters next to me. He just tell me, "Cast the grouper." So just take the grouper with my 12 weight. I grab the rod. I cast the grouper alive. The grouper landed on the head of the two jeets. The biggest one just inhaled the grouper, swallow it, and I didn't set the hook. I just looked to Nicola and say, "Nico, he swallowed the grouper." Set. Then I set, and I just felt a little bit of tension, and then I lost it. I think he swallowed the grouper too deep, and the jeets have a big tooth in the back part of the mouth, and I think with this tooth he cut the leader 1 millimeter 20 fluorocarbon, just cut it like 0.012. But that was an epic moment, really an epic moment. Nicola is a guy that spent like 6 months every year in saltwater, Socotra, Sudan, everywhere, and was also the first time for him, and we have a really incredible moment. Of course, I lost the fish, doesn't matter, but I will remember this moment for the rest of my life, for sure.
Well, it's a crazy story actually. But how did you cast it? I mean, you did a false cast, and then the group.
Yeah, just to strip the line, you keep the line like if you are fishing with 2-hand rod, and I cast the grouper and I let the line go. It was not a long cast. The GT was in front of me about 7, 8, 9 meters, and just the grouper landed in the water. And at the same moment, because the jeets, they can follow the grouper already in the air, so they can calculate exactly the impact on the water, and it was already swimming. The grouper just landed, and this wall of the grouper was unbelievable. It was a massive GT, about meter 10, and I think also if I hook this fish, was impossible to land this fish in this place. But anyway, was a nice moment.
That really sounds great. But so now I think it's the moment to talk about your worst experience. And or I don't know if you want to talk about the worst experience when you were fishing, or maybe something dangerous that happened to you during your trips.
Yeah, because I cannot speak about a bad experience in my fly fishing trips. I mean, also if we had some weeks really slow, but we had always good people around, and we had fun. And of course, sometimes we went in some dangerous situation, but also when I go in another country in South America or Africa, I never had bad experience with the local people. Really, I met a lot of great people. Of course, sometimes when you are far away from civilization and something happens, it's not the same. So, for example, once in Argentina, we were caught from a tornado with the boat, and that was not easy. All our fishing stuff just went to the air, and the boat, we were very close to sink with the boat. And another thing I remember, in Bolivia, for example, I have a friend of mine. The first fishing day, and after 2 hours of fishing, he just stepped on a stingray, and then he was just fishing with light shoes, not with wading boots. And then we have to call the helicopter, the evacuation, to bring him back to the hospital. Or sometimes, when you are in some destination are quite remote, you have really to go slowly. When you jump in the boat, you jump out of the boat. You cannot do like when you are at home. You have really to have the right balance, and then you can jump, or to be sure that you are landing in a safe area, because just one step, one false step, then can have big consequence if you are in a remote area. So, and that's I have a lot of respect for every looking easy situation. That's very important.
But I mean, that adds to some of it. But I mean, I think what you say is right. Regardless of what actually happens on the trip, all of them are still good fishing trips, right? All of these things. I mean, God knows some pretty screwed up stuff has happened on fishing trips I've been on. I'm sure it's happened to all of us. And yeah, ultimately, they're still good trips. You still look back on them like it was good time on the water.
But yeah, but some places are more dangerous than other, Jack. So yeah.
Yeah, of course.
One year in Patagonia, we went fishing in the morning. We were in the Teca Lodge, and then there is a very old bridge that we cross every morning with the car, but a bridge really made with woods and and fishing line. And we crossed the bridge like 10 o'clock in the morning. We came back at 12. The bridge wasn't there, so the bridge just collapsed. I don't know where, but in those 2 hours. And if this happening when we were with the car on the bridge, maybe I was not here in this moment. But just to say, many strange things happen in those years, but can happen also here in Switzerland. But unlike it. You mean that I don't like that much, or? Unusual. Difficult to say. Unusual. No, not really. I mean, I can speak many languages, so I'm quite. I feel at home in many part. So I have also a very good communication with the local people, and there is no unusual. I mean, sometimes you need to know how the local fish and listen to them. So that's the most important, because if you go on a trip and you sometimes me happens sometimes I prepare my trip for months. I tied flies like crazy. I went there and the guy took all my flies. There's no. I was like, okay, now what I do? And I think just listen to locals, to guides, to people, and learn from them, and then you can also try your way, maybe something new that they don't know also. But really unusual, not really. I mean, as soon as you have a fly fishing rod in the hand, it's you, the rod, and the fish, and is you can learn some new technique. Like in Bosnia, there's the kind of nymphing style that they say Bosnian nymphing style, and so you learn also some other technique. But at the end, is the fish react the same way like the fish in Switzerland. I mean, a grayling is a grayling, and if the nymph is coming up, automatically he will give an answer or react to the nymph. And how you do it, there are many ways.
But how? So since you were thinking about you take months to prepare a trip, how do you get prepared for a very remote trip? So you ask locals, you write in the internet, you look at satellite images. So how a trip in a remote area works?
But I think Google Earth help a lot of us now. So there you can already find some way to the spot, or you can look a little bit how the spot looks like. And for the rest, depend on the information you get or from the people you know there. Of course, be almost sure that somebody have a satellite telephone. That's very important. Almost one for the group or one for every pair of person. And for the rest, I mean, all the destination now are there is no much more to discover. You can try new island, you can try new spots, new reef, but you cannot discover a new country or going in some places where there is nobody. And just look that you have enough fishing gear, enough warm clothing, and some medicaments are very important to have, basically. And I think also to have a little bit of know-how what to do in case of emergency. First aid is very important. I mean, I never did special courses to be guide, but I did the first aid courses because it's important to know how to react if something happens, if your client have a problem. That's of course is very important. But no, I just try to I know a lot of people also in this industry, and I try to ask them what they think, when to go, which species, what to expect, and now I have to say I have like 10, 12 destination, and I try always to go back in this destination because are destination that I like, that I know well, and they are quite good selected destination. They prove in many years that they are quite fishy, and then you cannot fish everywhere. I mean, there is a moment where you also, it's like the wine, you have to try all the wine, but then you know what you need in your house, and then you keep just the best 5 6, and you keep rotating with this, and because then you like, the guide, the people there, so it's like really get connected with people. And when I go back to Bolivia in 2 years, for example, I'm not enjoying just that I go there fishing, but I am enjoying that I will see all the guys there. They are like brother for me, and I have to wait 2 years before to see them again. So it's more about it.
That's the fly connection, bro.
But it's also the way how I like to fish now. I mean, it's like 4 or 5 years ago. It's like if I felt the all pressure was gone. You don't have any more this pressure. I have to, I want it. It's just, I want to enjoy life. I want to spend great moment with great people. I want to see action. But if the action is on my fly rod or on the fly rod of my friends, doesn't matter. I want to see action, and I want to see failing and then catching a fish on the last cast, the last day. That's the most important. I'm not the guy that want to fish 5 big fish in a day. If I got my 2 nice fish in a week, I'm happy. It's like this. So we have also to know when it's enough. And when I was young, I was really one fish after the other. And the first year I went to Patagonia, I remember I was fishing with a guy there, Alfredo Subiri, is the owner of a lodge where Mel Krieger used to fish a lot. And we went fishing together one day, and I caught a gorgeous trout, really like 6-pound trout. I just take a picture, I release the fish, I grab my rod, and I want to cast again. And the guys told me, hey, enjoy the moment, just breathe, just take your time, smoke a cigarette or drink a beer, do everything you want, but enjoy this moment, because if I catch another trout, then the previous moment is gone. So it's more about this. Enjoy the moment, enjoy the friends, and everybody have to catch something if you want that the group is happy. It's not about just me.
But it's great because in our manifesto, one of our sentences is really, there's more to fly fishing than catch a fish. And they think that it's really what you get is like, you're not going fishing because you want a fish, or at least not all the fly fishers think in this way, but it's really about what you see, what you feel, and the people with which you are fishing. I think these are really the things that make like fly fishing trip and fly fishing adventure great. And I think that Chico and Jack could agree on that. It's really more about the experience than the fish.
Yeah, I would say it's about the experience and the whole setting. I mean, you go to a country, you fly fish, you make new friends, and even though if you don't catch anything, and this is something Jack and me we discovered during our trip to Costa Rica. Um, we were fishing for tarpon 5 days, and it was terrible fishing. And we were sore in every piece of our body, and we didn't catch any tarpon. But we had this amazing experience. It was just amazing. And we made friends over there that I would go to Costa Rica next week and call those people, and we fished the day after.
But at least you guys got trout in Costa Rica.
That's
yeah,
true.
we got trout. We got trout above the clouds. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, hooked to tarpon, but yeah, too big, too disorganized, chaos. Lost the fish, broke the line. Yeah, mess. Yeah,
Shit happens.
yeah,
And with
shit
big
happens.
tarpon, you can do nothing wrong.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, no, it was too much. But the thing is that also, you know, the connection isn't just to the people, but also that memory. You know, at some point you'll return. Yeah.
We'll return, and 100% sure.
Well, we should organize the Fly Connection trip to a place like Costa Rica.
I had a trip there next September.
Oh, cool.
If you want to join me, you are welcome.
Where was that, Germano?
10 to 17 September, new moon. New moon is at 10. So
And where is
fishing
that?
with new moon. Is I go always to Tarponville in Manzanillo. It's in the close to the border with Panama. So very good for big tarpon. They have some jacks and quite good lodge, good food, and it's a good place because you have to put in your bag just a 12-weight rod, a couple of flip-flops, and then it's fine. 10 flies, nothing more.
Cool.
Easy trip.
Okay, guys. So I think that's well, it's an hour we're talking, but I have one last question for you.
Well, we have one question from the audience.
Oh, okay, cool. That's nice.
One Shot Fishing asks, please, can you ask Jerry if it is more like the castle or Luigi? I don't really understand what he means with it, but maybe you do.
Tell me again.
The question is, please, can you ask Jerry if it is more like, or if it's like more the castle or Luigi?
I know exactly what it is.
There's
you know a beer named the name is Moretti. You know beer Moretti. The name of the founder is Luigi Moretti. And every time we drink a beer with my friends, we say we are drinking a Luigi and not a Moretti. So that's probably it's a friend of mine that went fishing with me a couple of times.
And probably, does it come from Ticino?
I don't know. They know this also in the German part.
Okay.
No, I think they are from Bern or German side.
Okay. But yeah, so I really want to know from Germany. And really, this is my last question: is if you could pick up one single place, and you couldn't say again Sudan and Patagonia. One single place you would like. So if you have to choose one place where you have to go fishing for the rest of your life,
one country,
or even a river or a flat, one place, could be a country, could be a river or a flat or whatever, but just one.
I mean, understanding that he might want to be a bit vague, because if he's been there and it's incredible, he doesn't necessarily want to say it's the best place in the world to fish. You know,
on the moon.
It's the one place in my experience of all of the world's best fishing that is definitely here.
Well, but Jack, my question is really, so he could go fishing only there for the rest of his life. He couldn't change anymore. So it's gonna be for the next few years, well, decades.
Yeah, but you took me away Patagonia.
Yeah, because Patagonia and Sudan are not into this list.
I think can be Canada or Yukon or probably Canada.
Okay,
but
or British Columbia, something like this.
Is there somewhere that you've never been that you want to go?
I have a couple of trips. I would like to go, but more for curiosity. I mean, the only species I haven't caught till now in Amazonia is the peacock bass. You know, the problem is a little bit expectation. I don't want. I like predator fishing, so I like predators and I like action and I don't want easy fishing, you know. I want really to work hard for my fish, and I'm a little bit afraid that it's a little bit too much fishing water, or but I think peacock bass can be a challenging fish. So it's one of the only I've never cooked in Amazonia, and so can be this, I think, peacock bass.
Have you tried arapaima on the fly?
No, also no, because they live quite in the same area, and arapaima is getting popular in the last 4 or 5 years. I mean, before was a protector or almost disappeared, and now it's getting popular, but it's not really something I prefer to go fishing for big tarpon in saltwater. I mean, it's something you can do once in life, you know. Go there, try it once, and I don't see it like a returning trip. It's just to have an experience once, and can for sure it's amazing. I mean, big fish, big 12-weight rod is something, jumping fish, so it's not that bad, for sure.
There's one more comment from the audience, and it's Daniele Bianchi. He says, please thanks Germano for the last trip in Trentino. As soon as my kids will grow up, we will sure to book another trip with Fish Break. Great experience.
Thank you.
Well, I think that the Dado, that you guys know, should first learn how to dry fly. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, but to learn dry fly, you need rising fish also.
Yeah.
Not just presentation. You need a fish that grab the fly, and it's getting every day more difficult in Switzerland. It's still good. Yeah, I mean, if next year we have a little bit more water, will be good. I mean, the nature will come back always and stronger. But I hope that it will happen.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're drawing to an end.
Yeah.
Germano, thank you so much for being with us this night or this evening. And well, I for one would love to fish with you at some of the 12 destinations you return to, or you every year you go back to. Yeah, for sure.
It was a pleasure for me to be here. It's very nice and familiar moment. I mean, sharing. It's winter. We cannot fish. We cannot go in the river every day. And speaking about it is half of the job. So I really enjoyed this evening. Really.
Yeah. Thanks very much. It was a real pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
and for the people on the YouTube live stream, stay tuned for another TFC and conversation. We'll announce one. Well, I think in the next couple of weeks, we'll probably have another TFC and conversation half of January. So stay tuned. Join us on the Discord, and well, hope to see you all soon, and hope to keep the lines wet again.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Cheers.
Cheers.